Hello, world, and hello, amazing Philippines. Okay, today we're going to discuss the continuation of our lesson about Module 3 of TTL1. And particularly, we're going to have selecting and using, of course, ICT tools for teaching and learning. Okay, this is again your Sir A saying good day. And of course, wishing you that you're going to enjoy our lecture video for today. Okay, if you haven't, of course, have the subscribe button, kindly click. You can also share this lecture video so that, of course, others can be also knowledgeable, of course, of the topic that we're going to have. So let's first have our learning outcomes for today. So the first is selected and use, of course, an appropriate digital tool in learning. And the second one is, of course, provided alternative ways in incorporating the digital tools in a lesson. So here you can see no, a quotation that would say technology is not an event. It's just part of everyday learning. So that's it. So as of course we learn, we of course encounter different apps and tools, no, in teaching and so on. So that's it. Okay, let's have this one. The up to date information and communication technologies have formed the global village, and we are part of this, as what I mentioned in our previous lesson, that nobody owns the internet. We're all part of these global village and of course the internet that we have. So here, of course, people can converse with each other, no, across the world as if they are, of course, existing just in the next door. So for this reason, ICT is often, of course, studied in the context of how modern communication technologies affect our society. Okay, let's first some definition of terms like the ICT. No, it stands for Information and Communication Technology. Take note of the and. And is in between information and communication, and it refers to tools or technologies that provide access to information through telecommunication, and it is similar to information technology, but of course focuses on primarily on rather communication technologies for that matter. So that's it. And of course, ICT are various tools and devices or gadgets used in creating, disseminating, communicating, storing, and managing information. Thus, ICT includes in the internet, the wireless networks, the cell phones, other communication mediums for that matter. And technology, of course, can employ ICT tools now in their ways of engaging learners by communicating, disseminating, and managing information. But mind you, according to George Corus, okay, technology will never replace great teachers. But technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational. I like this one. Okay, this is a very nice quotation that, of course, technology would always be a great help, no, for us, and it will not, of course, replace you as teachers, okay, because you're the best technology, okay, and that's what I mentioned. You are the best instructional materials inside the classroom. Okay, what ICT integration can do, we have, of course, the following. The first is to comfort. There is comfort now of processing information among us, among new students. Next is there is distribution and sharing of resources. Yeah, there is also accessibility to resources. There is effective partnership and collaboration. And lastly, of course, expression of creativity. We really become creative if we, of course, employ technology, no, in our lives. Okay. How would you, of course, select digital tools and integrate it in your lesson? So probably we can have, of course, using mobile phone, and of course, the QR code is very in. But take a look with a picture, no? Um, what's your first, of course, cell phone, the model of cell phone? Yeah. Can you relate with the picture in the screen? Okay. Probably some of you, but some of course students have already the iPhone, no? Okay, type of cell phone. And talking about, of course, the mobile phone or the cell phone, no? It's an electronic device used for mobile telecommunications over a cellular system or network, specialized base stations known as the cell sites. Okay, so of course, there are places that you can see uh, the cell sites wherein the connection, of course, no? The signal is good, but however, some places don't have cell sites. Some other cell phones, the modern cell phones rather, are capable of sending and receiving phone calls. Okay, and it allows, of course, users to send, no, and receive text messages, even emails, photos, and video, as well as access to the internet, no, listen to music, play games, use the GPS or the global positioning systems, and more. So we can do a lot of things, of course, with our cell phones. Particularly, of course, no, we can create word processing, no, tasks. We can have calendars, no, mobile banking, web surfing, for example. Okay, alarms, even video streaming, memos, and games. So applications have, of course, exploded in popularity, probably in the recent times. And we need to thank, we need to thank the iPhone app, no? Store, which of course allows iPhone users to the ability to download a wide variety of third-party apps, no? The more expensive you have, okay, or the most expensive cell phone, supposing you have, the more, of course, apps you can download and so on. The next is, of course, we can have the QR codes, no? Have you seen a symbol like this below? As you can see in the screen. So this symbol is now used, no, in different products, reading materials, and many more. So that's it. And this is called, of course, as QR code. It is a two-dimensional version of the barcode, okay, known from the product packaging in the supermarket. This, of course, is a code that was created by a Japanese corporation, Dentsu Wave, in 1994. Okay, what does, of course, QR stands for? It means, of course, the Q there is the quick, and the R is response, which, of course, refers to the instant access to the information hidden in the code. So QR codes are gaining popularity because, of course, the technology is open source. Example, available for everyone, no? And significant advantage of QR codes over conventional barcodes are larger data capacity and high fault, of course, tolerance. So that's very nice now with, of course, the QR codes. Let's have how can you read, of course, the QR codes through the QR code scanner. Number one is that you need to secure a mobile phone with camera. Number two is using the mobile phone, download from a Play Store or App Store the QR code reader, the scanner application, then choose an appropriate QR code reader for your operating system or the OS, whether it's iOS or Android. So once installed in your gadget, you can use it to read barcodes. And number three is you need to focus your camera on the QR code and, of course, click it, and the message will, of course, be revealed to you. So that's it. Okay. How to make, of first, the QR code? The first, we need to go online. The second one is search for a QR code generator, and we need to ensure that you read, of course, the information about the application. So most popular QR generators that we can have is the KWA, the GoQR.me, the Visual Lead, and of course the QR Staff. So once you have identified your free online QR code generator, you can now, of course, encode the text or the information that you want. Then number four, you need to run it and save it as a JPEG file. Okay. And now you have, of course, successfully created your own code, which you can, of course, download. And of course, number four, you need to test the QR code using your QR reader, okay, or code reader or scanner. So that's it, no? There are actually 10 interesting ways to integrate QR codes in your teaching. Number one is to create interactive and engaging content. So you can, of course, enhance the content you teach in a class by using QR codes that link to other reading and resources. So you can link to the following, for example, PDF, website, no, video production, audio file, and etc. Second one is it enhanced classroom library. So you create QR codes of students, brief reports and critics about, of course, why they enjoy their book, supposing, and put them right in or on the books in the class library. The third one is we can create scavenger hunts. So create collaborative classroom activities such as scavenger hunt by using, of course, the QR codes that provide directions or instructions resulting in better learning engagement. Okay, the fourth one that we can have is we can probably share resources. So learners can, of course, use the QR codes to share educational resources with each other, like notes, even their activities, no? The worksheets and the web content that you have. And number five is, or the fifth is provide easy access to online content. So we need to create QR codes with uniform resource locators or the URL for students to gain easy access to online resources. And of course, research project. So we make learners create QR codes listing or linking other resources and web content to their research work. So that's it. Okay. Then we have, of course, communicate with parents. So we share information with parents or guardians about school events, activities, and students' progress in school. And we have also provide help with homework. So instructions can be made into, of course, a QR code which students can and at home and use the information to help them, of course, comply with their homework or activities. And we have also using classroom activities. So QR code can be used in giving instructions in class and pin, of course, them up inside the classroom instead of giving them with thick copies of printed papers, materials with instructions, okay, in doing, of course, the activity. And of course, the last that we can have is gather students' feedback. So you can create, of course, surveys or polls, no? And forms using, of course, the G form, Google form, no? And share them with students as QR codes, which can be easily scanned and accessed. So very nice. Okay. Yeah. What about using, of course, your laptops? Okay. So we can, of course, use this one. No? Okay. Using, of course, the laptop, and we can create infographics. Probably you will ask, what is infographics? Okay, it is actually a visual representation or okay, an image such as the chart, the diagram, the picture representing data or information. So it makes, of course, use of clear layout, attractive colors, and caricature that provide cohesive presentation of the information. Take note, there are three main parts of infographic that we have. The first is, of course, the visual, no? And it talks about the colors, images, graphics, or icons. Then we have, of course, the content. Now it talks about the data, the numbers, sequential process, statistics, and etc. And lastly, conclusions. So these are, of course, the summary of what it all means to the reader. Again, the three main parts of infographics are visual, the content, and of course, the conclusions. Okay, let's have the types of infographics. So you can see here, the first is statistical infographics. So this is used to visualize survey results or present data from multiple sources. And it puts, of course, the focus on your data itself. And as storytelling devices, you can include charts, no? Images, icons, and fonts for that matter. So you can see an example here in the screen about the cloud survey facts. Okay, take note, 1 in 5 adolescent girls are out of school. So very sad. Okay, then the second type of infographics that we can have is the informational infographic. Infographic. Okay, from the word information. So it is used to give an overview of the topic or clearly communicating a new specialized concept. And it's divided into sections with descriptive headers and keeps, of course, the information brief with 5 points. Take note, 5 points, no? Illustrative, we have, of course, the two sections, the illustrative icons and this descriptive headers, no? Which help communicate each point clearly. So take a look with the sample in the screen. So you can see, of course, 5 tips to keep your chin up. Take note, 5 points. Okay, so the first probably is do something impulsive. The second is have rituals. The third is exercise at least 10 minutes a day. The fourth is take breaks. And of course, number five, learn something new. Okay, so you can see, of course, the portion, no? You have the illustrative icons there, and of course, the descriptive headers, okay, in this example. Then we have, of course, the third one is the timeline infographics. So this is used for envisioning the history of something to high point, of course, important dates or give an overview of events. So like probably visual aids like icons, lines, photos, no? And labels help to highlight, of course, and explain the points that we have. Again, the third one is timeline infographic. The fourth is, of course, the process. From when we say, of course, process, it talks about the procedure. So it is used for providing a summary or overview of the steps in the process. So it allows, of course, you to simplify and clarify each step. So the number of steps will, of course, will make your process easy to follow. So for information flow, use directional cues like lines or shapes and the arrows that points the eyes in a certain direction. Take a look with the sample, no, in process infographics in the screen. Okay, the fifth one is of course geographic infographic from the word geography, no, is used to visualize demographic data. Okay, location based or data or large quantities of data, and it uses map charts as the focus visual. And we have different types of map charts work better for different types of data. So it depends upon probably the data that we are going to generate so that when we can, of course, have the map charts. No? Okay, then number six is comparison infographic. From the word comparison, no? Okay, you compare from the word compare rather. Okay, it is used to associate options in a fair, unbiased way, or if you want to make one option seem better, okay, you need to compare. And comparison infographic are split down the middle, vertically or horizontally with one option in each side. So you can see here, we have of course the comparison of iPhone 6s versus Galaxy S7. So that's it. Okay, and then we have also, you can see here, okay, another example which we can have. So it's about, of course, hierarchical infographic from the word hierarchy. So it's used to organize information from greatest to least. Okay, and it organizes information into predefined levels and how these levels are connected. It is usually visualized, no? Visualized with flowcharts or pyramid charts. So you can see here in the screen an example of the learning pyramid, no? Okay, which probably is very useful for educators also. So you can see there 5% can be recalled through lecture, 10% is through reading, 20 is audiovisual, 30% is demonstration, and these probably now constitute of the passive teaching methods. 50% okay, can be learned from participatory teaching methods where you can have group discussion, and 75% no, can be learned through practice by doing, and 90%, which is very nice now, is taken from teaching others. So this is about hierarchical infographic. Okay, the next is we have also the list infographic. From the word list, now there is listings. If you if you want to share a collection of tips, list or resources, list okay, of examples, you can have of course list infographics. It is usually straightforward with a goal, okay, to make them more eye-catching. Some visuals like icons can replace bullet points, and creative colors and fonts can make each item stand out. So that's it. You can see in our screen now the types of chemical reactions like addition, decomposition, single displacement, double displacement, precipitation, and decombustion for the matter. So these are, of course, the list. Okay, okay, infographic example. We have also the number nine, which is very also nice. Now it's called the infographic resume. So here, an attention-grabbing marketing tool that tells a career path by using images. So you use images. Take a look with the sample in our screen. Very nice. Okay, so it uses color, layout, icons, fonts, styling, and design to establish, of course, the content. Okay, the color schemes, timelines, and photos are among, of course, the many types of visuals incorporated to convey information for such. Okay, so it's infographic, a resume. Okay, um, probably you will ask, how could we make, of course, infographics? So we can have, of course, infographic maker software. It's a set of tools, of course, used to create an infographic from the pre-designed templates. Okay, and you just have to put the relevant content, and of course it gets ready in a couple of minutes. Okay, what about the list of infographic maker software? So we can use the following. We can have Canva, no, Pictochart, the easel.ly, the Bisme, no, the Bengage, the Infogram, the Genial.ly, the Adobe Spark, and of course we have Creately and Bifunky. So in the task, no, probably given by Dr. Ambos, okay, you're going to create infographic and you choose one. Pero the most common, of course, among these enumerated 10 list, okay, of infographic is, of course, the Canva, even probably the picture chart. No, some of my students are using also picture chart in their output. Okay. Question is how to make infographics. So here are, of course, the steps, the procedure rather, or the process. The first is, of course, you need to be online, of course. Next is using, of course, your PC, laptops, or mobile phones, search for Canva, Vesmino, or Infogram, among others. Then create or sign up an account if you still do not have one in order to design your own infographics. Then you need to follow the following. You choose the most suitable template for your use from the library, then you make use images from their file or upload your own pictures. You can choose, of course, a background and font styles. Then you change the box's color, no, and the text to suit your style and design, even probably save. Okay, but don't forget to save the image of the infographic for that matter. Okay, because of course saving is very important so that of course you can edit, you can modify your work later. Oh, we have also here some, okay, some of other educational tools that you can use in teaching and learning process. So here, there are sample probably things, no, okay, that you can have, or tools, no, that you can have. Like for example, cartoon, no, when you create, so you have HTTP at www.tondo.com. So for cartoon, we have of course the graphic organizer here, now website for you to use, no, interactive poster, okay, making a podcast, the mind map tool, the online journal, even Fullmaker, you can also use here. Then quiz maker, the rubrics library, where we can find probably rubrics, and of course the storytelling online. So these are of course some tools, no, educational tools that we can use in addition to the one we have enumerated in the previous probably slides. Okay, that's the end of our lesson for today. I hope, of course, you learned something new. Okay, and here are, of course, our references. Okay, for today's lesson. Okay, this is again, of course, Sir A saying, thank you very much for listening. I hope you learned something. Okay, be safe always. Take care. Okay, don't forget to subscribe again. Okay, click like and of course share button. This is again Sir A saying bye-bye. God bless everyone. Thank you for today.